bottom lane for Kalista Morgana. You know, get level 6, turn off that tower, and try and chain that into dragon control.
Yeah, I mean, between Volibear and Sion put together, unless there is an impeccable job being done of protecting this Aphelios, Zven could be in some danger as the game moves forward. The one thing that Trundle's also capable of doing is you were talking about choo-choo trains earlier, and when Sion goes for the big choo-choo train down the tracks, Trundle can just throw a big old ice pillar there right in the middle and make it so that train goes off the rails pretty quickly. So I want to particularly watch and see if the Trundle's able to deny any of those Sion ults as we move through this game.
Yeah, excuse me, sir. Please get off the train. Your stop has come up. Yeah, where's your ticket?
Where's your ticket at, Mr. Sion? You're not allowed on this train. Hop on off of there. But Cloud9 sitting at 11-3 right now. Remember, they were the best team in spring, bar none. Nobody even came close. Here in summer, it was looking like that for the first half, but then 3 1-1 weeks means that they have been showing signs of mortality, but for a squad like Golden Guardians sitting at 7-7, right there dead middle of the pack, they will have plenty of work to do against a squad like C9.
Yeah, and Golden Guardians are in a very good spot looking at playoffs. They have a pretty easy route to not being bottom 2 in playoffs, and so they're just kind of looking to establish themselves and secure that kind of mid spot, save a good start. Pretty decent opening here. I am looking at the sweepers for both junglers on the top side right now, so maybe they have some sort of late movement from Blaber. He's got, whenever you see that sweeper like that, he could be going for the invade, and Sett is very good level 1 because Sett, with the way your passive works with your 2 punches, it basically counts as an ability. So his level 1 is extremely intimidating for a lot of these early little skirmishes.
Well, here we go. It's Licorice and Blaber starting up the red buff. It's Damonte showing up now as well. Golden Guardians looking for the collapse. Blaber and Licorice are able to just walk towards Hauntzer and get away because Hauntzer knows he will get the snot beat out of him by Trundle and Sett put together. Both these champions are very strong at level 1. Trundle steals your AD and then bonks you over the head with it. And you already explained why Sett is so intimidating. So they will manage to walk away without having to use any summoner spells. But Golden Guardians at least chase them out. They don't lose anything at level 1 here.
Yeah, pretty good defense there for Golden Guardians. And here's an example of the level 1 from Sett. Yoinks him back in, gets the double punches. Nice full charge there from Hauntzer, though. Gives back almost as good as he received there. Does also get the grass proc. Continually trying to stack up that free HP. Level 2 spike.
Really got to respect the power of those fully charged Sion Qs. We'll see how much HP he's able to build up on his W as well. Sion, if given the opportunity to farm to his heart's content, will have so much extra health thanks to that stacking power. As Licorice goes for the trade there with the Haymaker, but accidentally eats a second turret shot, so honestly doesn't come out too good in terms of how that one went.
Yep, tower.
And there's another
the
Q.
Great equalizer. Give him the extra shot there. He still has the push, though. And whenever you see a push like this, I like it when the top laners can go invade deeper into the jungle. Now, he used his first Trinket Ward already on their first invade, so it's not going to prove any returns right now, so it doesn't really need to. But things like Scuttle Crab control, things like invading off that push to when your Trinket Ward is up to ward stuff like Krugs, to track the enemy jungler can provide a lot of value for Blaber.
Both junglers are on the bottom side of the map here now as Closer is just waiting for this Scuttle Crab to spawn, so he will have control over this one. You can see Blaber clearing out his Raptor Pit at the same time. He'll grab that kill and then path towards the top side crab himself. So we'll see if Closer can get involved here in the bottom half of the map at all. Their opponents are underneath the turret, and a level 3 Volibear is not just going to haphazardly dive the enemy bottom lane early on here, so they will have to be respectful of what's going on. Vulcan popping the shield does see Closer, aware of his presence here, as Huhi and FBI will march forward. They'll join up with Closer, making sure that he can steal this one away, using the sweeper to clear away that ward from the brush, preventing the vision. Vulcan and Zven trapped underneath the turret here, just farming up. They're fine with that, unless Golden Guardians tries to get real antsy here and make a play, but I don't think they're going to commit that kind of a mistake here early on. Blaber, top side, doing the same thing, stealing away Krugs, smashing wards in the brush. Licorice has all the support he needs to take control over this top side, push this wave in, and maintain that top side advantage.
Hauntzer actually does not go for the recall into teleport back. He feels like I'm just tanky enough. I've got a Biscuit here as well in addition to the Doran shield, so no dive will really come through from a Sett Trundle combination. And both sides of the split map are just able to kind of walk it out there. The threat of the dive on either one, a little bit too risky. You can theoretically go for it with the Sett Trundle, try and use a good placed Haymaker to block a tower shot with your shield, but even then it is pretty risky. Also considering Damonte and Nisqy both have teleport from the mid lane. Oh.
2v2 is going to turn into a little bit of blood back and forth here in the bottom side. Vulcan and Zven with plenty of spears in them, but the rend comes out and the rend damage only found Zven. Vulcan was a little bit too far away on the range there, so FBI was not able to grab bonus damage on him at the back end of that trade. Blaber once again looking for a chance to do something here in the top lane. Nice pullback there on the face breaker. Hauntzer trying to get away. A couple more auto attacks should be able to kill him off. There comes your pillar. First blood for Blaber. Licorice wound up the Haymaker, but Blaber just wanted to make sure he takes the kill for himself, and that is Cloud9 on the board.
So that wave in such a good spot for Licorice, Hauntzer knows, like, okay, there's nothing I can do here, just kind of walking up for experience, unless you call your jungler. That's just fully in favor of Licorice, and Licorice getting it to push towards him like that, bouncing it off the tower, prepping it for Blaber. These are the types of things where we see the coordination from Cloud9 with Blaber to set him up for these really effective ganks. The only way out for Hauntzer would have been to flash early. Stun.
Ooh, lots of damage on Nisqy here mid lane. Well played by Damonte, making sure he set that one up for Closer to come in with the flash stun to seal the deal.
Yeah, perfect layering right there. As soon as that Syndra stun is about to end, Closer's already there, flashes in, gets the Q stun, answers back really quickly. I was saying, you know, Hauntzer, he could, whenever you're against Sett, you got to think about where the minions are. So he would have had to flash away from the range of his ranged minions so that Licorice couldn't pull him back to stun him there. And then, you know, he could have lived that Blaber gank. But either way, the wave still pretty rough for him. As you can see, there's 4 extra of those ranged minions. Licorice is clearing a few of them out now. But here's another look at it. So when you're against Sett, yeah, you got to be wary of where your minions are. Licorice just walks right up to get the stun right there on him. Once you get that stun, you're just toast, right? It's a phase rush Trundle, so you cannot get away if he's able to proc that phase rush. The thing about phase rush Trundle, you try and keep him at range so he can't get any of the abilities off to proc it and chase you down. But Closer was clearing a ward before this, and Nisqy knew possibility of him getting ganked. That's why we saw he did hug the top side of the lane here, but he hugged it right next to Damonte.
Yeah.
So he's like, welcome into my awaiting arms here. Just unleash the power. Gets a bunch of orbs on the ground for the easy stun. You'll love to see that, you know, not relying on, you know, hitting the smaller skill shot there of a single orb stun. Just drop them all down.
Closer's going in for the 1v1 onto Blaber, and considering Closer has an ult and Blaber doesn't, that means Trundle must concede that area, just completely run away from the bear, come back when he's a little bit more well-equipped for this one. This is, you ever play an MMO, you accidentally walk into a high-level zone that's right next to the zone you're supposed to be in?
You see skulls instead of levels?
Yeah. That's exactly what Blaber just did. All the enemies have the skulls next to their name, big old red health bars. You need to just get the hell out of town because Closer is not having none of that. Just continuing to farm up here on this bear. Both junglers are responsible for the 2 kills that have happened here so far. Huhi looking for a play down bottom lane. Remember, the flash has already been used from Zven from the last time Huhi used his flash to force it. Nice binding there on the back end of that one to make sure Zven loses even more health. And FBI and Huhi are doing a good job controlling this bottom lane 2v2.
Man, honestly, Huhi has been killing it recently. That's such a good... He hits everything on Morgana this time around, walks around for the easy ultimate. He gets another flash. Vulcan had to flash out, then lands a binding on the way out. More damage onto Zven to force them back. Now they're going to miss some minions on this cannon wave. You lose 1 melee, and Cannon's going to soak up most of the rest, but another good amount of pressure earned from this Golden Guardian's bottom lane, which has started to get a lot more praise as we've moved on through the summer split. FBI and Huhi really bringing a lot to this team's victories.
Yeah, I think they're a big reason why this team is currently sitting at 7-7 and doing a lot better than some of the other teams that had rough starts here early on in summer split. As Hauntzer gets a good trade there onto Licorice, hitting him with the full power of the charged up Q. and now just wants to freeze this lane a little bit here, keep it away from the turret, make sure that he can farm it up very, very easily. And there you go, thump, thump. Oh.
You'd love to see that. Maybe like 20 minions almost inside of that
feels
queue.
good, man.
Feels
juicy. Good.
Does mean the bottom side of the map here, though, start out for Cloud9. Vision
C9.
for Golden Guardians.
C9 with half the health already off of that Drake as Golden Guardians contemplate getting closer. And speaking of the man himself, here comes the Volibear into the pit, looking to steal that one away, and he has got it, ladies and gentlemen. Closer making the moves, but now the fight is not stopping. Closer trying to walk himself away. The damage flies through. The defensive ult coming out from the Golden Guardians jungler as FBI grabs the first kill of the fight on the back end there. Vulcan down below half HP, but FBI likely going to be taken down here by Licorice. The last punch grabs him there on the very back end of the fight, and Licorice is just not stopping. He's got his fists ready to go, man. They're all taped up. He's ready to fight. My man is just punching him left and right, upside the mouth. Licorice is not taking no for an answer in these fights, and nobody is going to tell him what to do. This guy grabs himself 2 in a 1v4 and salvages this fight here for Cloud9.
Licorice straight out of Fight Club just dunks FBI into the back lines, flashes on him. He didn't even get the stun on the E part there, but got his other auto off before FBI flashed. And if you get an auto started before the flash goes off from your opponent, unless they flash into Fog of War out of vision, your damage will go through. First of all, though, what do you do when Closer walks up and slaps your dragon? Huh, Flowers? Because he just walked up with a black shield, yoinks the dragon, and looks like he's going to walk out of there with the spoils, too. Knockup does go down, and Cloud9 trying to fight on the bottom side of the map. Definitely seems like, oh man, that's right into the game plan of Golden Guardians. But look at Licorice. He teleports in. All right, first I'm going to 1v1 FBI, truck this guy. He flashes in, doesn't get the right angle, but doesn't matter. Had the other auto, and then I'm going to fight my way out of a 1v3 after as well. Heal up off of this kill. Another grass proc, and oh yeah, everybody's just going to run away from him. Licorice pulls it back for Cloud9.
He didn't even have the Blade of the Ruined King completed for that one. You can see the item now in his inventory after he went back with all that money he got from winning those fights.
Blood money.
So he's even, oh yeah, the bloodiest of money there, the 1 versus 4 double kill, but he's really ready to keep on going throughout this game now. You can see the pure armor itemization from Hauntzer with the tabbies in the bramble vest to try to survive and stop some of that healing. But this is definitely Licorice's lane to lose now.
Yeah, Blade of the Ruined King, now sponsored by the Drake fight that Cloud9 just had on the bottom half of the map. Dragon still went to Golden Guardians, though. So, you know, you can still keep your focus on trying to play off, you know, the Morgana, Kalista, CC setup for this team. They have Sion Volibear for the dive and plenty of follow-up there. So Golden Guardians, despite Licorice's heroics, still can, you know, keep their eyes on their previous win condition.
Right. Damonte is 2-0-0 here on this mid lane Syndra. It's him and FBI that have the 2 highest CS values in the game. So both Golden Guardians carries doing a very good job here 13 minutes into this game. FBI just now completing his own Blade of the Ruined King. Damonte will likely be able to complete the Seraph's Embrace, or the Archangel Staff, excuse me, not fully charged up just yet, once he goes back and shops and puts that tier together with the Lost Chapter. So Golden Guardians is definitely not in a bad spot this game. They're only down a couple hundred gold. With that Mountain Drake secured for him, it kind of shores up that little bit of a disadvantage. But Blaber is bottom. Shelly is ready to go. Eye of the Herald summoned up. Hauntzer could be in some trouble. The dive might be going through here. They stop the ulti coming out from Hauntzer, but Golden Guardians are bringing in their own jungler. Closer's looking for the damage. The Sett ulti comes through into the Haymaker, but they take him down, and the shutdown credit goes over to Closer. Blaber makes sure it's a 1-for-1 there, but now Nisqy's got to get himself away in the 1v3. Damage continuing to come through. Damonte and Huhi looking for it, and Damonte's got his 3rd kill of the game.
Golden Guardians will take over the bottom half of the map. Now it's a race for first turret here. Top side, you can see, still pushing ahead for Cloud9. Zven and Vulcan sharing those turret plates, trying to work their way through with Crescendum. That thing just gonna annihilate them as the turret plates fall at 14 minutes. So they got most of the turret plates first, and then with the plating all falling at the end, they quickly finish off the tower for the first tower bonus gold on top of it.
And for the few people out there who might not be aware, remember Aphelios with Crescendum is the one instance in the game where standing closer to a target actually makes you attack faster. So that's why every single Aphelios just stands point-blank range next to the turret, slaps it around with the boomerangs, and gets such high DPS onto those objectives. Easy secure there for Cloud9 to put him up to a 1,000 gold lead. But man, my eyes are on Damonte right now. 3-0-1 here on the Syndra. Has the completed Archangel staff plus an additional Fiendish Codex, which means he has 30% CDR from just the items in his inventory right now. Early game mage items that lost chapter line, so criminally effective at stacking those CDR bonuses here for him. He'll be able to put down so much damage here in these team fights. And with the second Drake spawning and Golden Guardians immediately being there at the scene, they'll take that one down, no contest. It's Ocean Drake, Ocean Soul again, my friend.
All right, let's take another look at the bottom lane play. Force on the Rift Herald here for Cloud9. They do get the charge off. As you see, Licorice tries to find a way out, dunks closer into the back line into an immediate haymaker, but even the haymaker shield, Closer's able to dunk him. Blaber flashes in for a counter kill, and then runs his way through the enemy jungle to get out of there. Nisqy, no such luck though, because as you're saying, Damonte did match that teleport. And now we're looking at the North American mid lane talent. Damonte is a level 11 with 7 stacks on the Dark Seal. Now, if you upgrade it into the Medjai Soul Stealer, it is actually gold efficient already at 7 stacks. And then any kills you get on top of that, you get to the 10, you get the big bonus there, you go over gold efficiency. So this is the kind of confidence booster where I like to see people actually upgrade it. And really go for the attempt at taking over the game, especially since, Phase Rush Syndra, he does have his flash available. Should probably be able to live in the next few fights and has a decent amount of range. You get the super long range Scatter the Weeks popping off and plenty of kill pressure with his level 2 ultimate.
Ooh, that was a noble sacrifice there from those little ranged minions. That paddle star was heading straight for FBI's health bar, but those poor little dudes just get hit with it. They take the brunt of the damage. They immediately evaporate, but FBI is safe.
Yeah, the minions all have those visors on them, that they use on horses, so they don't get scared.
Oh, so they can't see what's to the side of them?
They
like, focus
everything.
on your objective, little minion. Don't worry about what's over there.
Just walking forward. Don't worry. Nothing's going on here. Oh, my goodness. Big Zoe Q.
You got a job to do, little minion. Don't worry about the impending death approaching from the west. Oh my goodness, still a 500 gold game here. The Golden Guardians keeping things held down here. Honestly, if you're Golden Guardians going up against Cloud9 in this game, I think you're happy about the way the first 17 minutes of the game has played out. You're up a kill. You're down a little bit in terms of the gold. But hey, you've got both Drakes already. You're continuing to scale up. You've got kills on both your carries. I think things are working out here pretty well for them.
Yeah, and again, from Champ Select, when we were talking about stacking dragons for them with the focus on the bottom lane, worked out so well with most of the fights. The one thing, of course, that they are going to have to worry about is the reset after this. Let's see if they can get a Sion ultimate up the river, maybe? I'm waiting for the big choo-choo because we're talking up the train here from Golden Guardians, and it definitely has a pretty big alleyway leading up to this Rift Herald spawn.
Don't forget the Trundle Pillar. As long as Blaber has that available, he can deny the Sion engage very effectively. Nisqy getting half of Huhi's health there with a quick Zoe combo means Golden Guardians do not feel comfortable walking into this topside river. It is completely vision controlled by the side of Cloud9. They got the Scuttle Crab as well, and that means Shelly goes over to C9.
All right, Cloud9 have something to work with. Try and take down the rest of these outers and set up Zoe for more possibilities of catching people out with the Sleepy Trouble bubble. Thus far in the game, Golden Guardians have done a good job at making corralling Zoe, keeping Zoe away from the beginnings of these fights. She's most effective when she gets to continually throw out these bubbles over the wall, generally find these angles on you, and when she's in place first. If she joins the fights later, as we've seen, with the Spellbook teleport down bottom side, right into the thick of it once they've already started, it's much more difficult to get that big value out of your Paddle Star that requires setup, out of your Sleepy Trouble bubbles that require walls to get the full length.
I really like the playmaking available right now for Huhi in his inventory as well. Shirelia's Reverie to speed up the whole team. Stopwatch to make sure that he's able to buy himself time and aggro drop once he gets in the middle of the fight. And his flash ready to go to get him that ideal positioning. I think that so much of the success of Golden Guardians in the next team fight, which will likely be in 30 seconds here around this Drake, is going to depend on Huhi using all those tools correctly. And as you pointed out earlier, Huhi's been having some good moments lately, so I think he can do it.
Yeah, we've had some strong play so far today. Huhi going to be one of our first patrons to Club Shirelia.
Oh yeah, I forgot about the club.
He's a big lover of the extra boost speed. Here comes Cloud9 with the hard push with the Rift Herald. Looks like Sett's still down bottom side, so they're sending Licorice actually to answer the wave.
Easy tier 1 turret there in mid lane to bring Cloud9 up to a total of 2 in that department. Shelly will not get her second charge off. Cloud9 didn't want to try to escort her up there and put themselves in danger on that one. Damage from Nisqy onto Huhi, but honestly not a lot. Nisqy at 2/3 HP himself, and it's Golden Guardians with priority control over this
Licorice
bottom
flank.
side river. Hauntzer joining up with the rest of the squad. Licorice looking for a chance to maybe get involved here over the wall. He would have to go. His flash is ready. Drake at 2/3 now resetting. Golden Guardians is half HP on Huhi. Closer goes into the back line looking for the jump, but Damonte's on the rampage, grabbing the kill onto Vulcan. Golden Guardians still trying to keep themselves alive. Licorice going for the back line. Nisqy getting the kill onto Closer. It's 1-for-1 here so far. The Golden Guardians still with control over the Drake pit. Damonte with the shield from the Seraph's Embrace to keep himself alive through the damage from Cloud9. Zven has so much ammo here to work with. The range of that Aphelios is just so damn deadly, especially with the Crescendum allowing those long-range hits to pour even more damage on. Licorice and Blaber in the pit. Closer is dead. There is no smite seal this time around. Blaber's got it. Golden Guardians for the damage on Zven. That's a lot right there, and Licorice will fall here too. Cloud9, they end up giving away 2 kills on the back end of the fight, but they will stop Golden Guardians from stacking towards the soul.
Damonte, he recalled and teleported back in behind Nisqy and Cloud9. What a big brain move from Damonte. They bait him on the dragon. Yes, they put a stop to the stacking. They put a delay on the Ocean Soul, but at what cost? It's Baron Flowers. Spoiler. That's the cost.
Remember, Damonte wasn't on a team at the beginning of this year, by the way. Tanner time showing everybody exactly why they should be making sure they're setting where their watch is, because Damonte is making things happen right now in this game. Let's take another look.
Yeah, let's take another look, because he does get chunked out. Now, Closer goes ham, jumps right in. He knows he has the stopwatch, but very low HP after he does it. And even with stacking up all the spears into Licorice, they're unable to get him down off of that rend. And in this reset, look at that big chunk. Nisqy just blew Damonte up. His Seraph shield was actually late, didn't absorb any damage. And so now you're just looking at his recon, you think, oh my goodness, he's out of it. They won the dragon fight, right? But he teleports right back in behind Nisqy. Look at the top of your screen. Boom. Able to just get the double stun on both carries right through the heart of Cloud9. What a redemption
well done
TP.
Here from Golden Guardians. They have got to be feeling good about this one. Yeah, they will not be able to grab themselves a super early Ocean Soul, but for getting Baron 23 minutes into the game, I think that is a perfectly fine trade. Look at the total gold right now on the side of your screen, sports fans. Nearly 10,000 for both Damonte and FBI. The highest value for the players of Cloud9, 8,500 on both Licorice and Zven. Quite a lead here for those big damage dealers on the side of Golden Guardians, continuing to add even more money to their coffers now, taking down the top lane tier 2 turret. It is a 4-2 turret lead now for the Golden Guardians. Cloud9 on the defensive, and GG looking to push even further with this lead. Binding over the wall will not find anybody there from Huhi. But I like the fact that he's fishing for him. No reason not to at this point. Just see any sort of poke damage you can get that might be able to force them away from these objectives. Sleepy Trouble Bubble down onto Damonte, but a good block there from Hauntzer, just making sure that's going to not accomplish much of anything. Look at the health on this damn Sion. Over 3,000 HP. One completed item. This is the power of the Soul Furnace. This is the power of stacking the bonus health with the Sion.
Yeah, he's one of my favorite tanks because of that. And it hasn't really been the highlight of this game at all for Golden Guardians, but now that they've got him, look at him lining up in the back.
Oh, he's ready.
He's ready. He's just waiting for somebody to show up. Head straight down bottom lane.
He's so ready, and I am so ready to see it as Golden Guardians will pick up the last standing objective outside of the enemy base. They have 25 seconds left on the Baron buff. They're not going to utilize that to try to push up to the inhibitor turrets. They don't want to risk anything. Considering they have taken everything outside of that base and now sit on an over 4,000 gold lead, with that Baron power play being the entirety of that, plus almost 4,200 gold here, I would say that was a completely successful Baron and follow-up play.
Yeah, they take all the low-hanging fruit, all of the towers outside of inhibitor
Those are
towers.
delicious.
Yeah. People make fun of you for taking the low-hanging fruit, but there's a reason why everyone goes after it. It's easy and it's delicious. All the gold picked up here. They get the full reset. Look at these items coming in. Another stopwatch. This one for Damonte. Oh, man, he still didn't upgrade to the Medjais, though. May I please put in another request?
You really want this BM book, don't you? You're really all about this.
It's actually so good right now. He has a stopwatch and his flash, so I feel like they're definitely going to win the next fight as well on top of it. And it gives a very big boost of power. He's got 10 stacks already. You just get the conversion, basically. Now we're seeing a flank, though.
Speaking of big power spikes, it's FBI who just got his Death's Dance, so he's feeling as tanky as ever here as well. Vulcan trying to get away, but he won't be able to do it at all. Zven trying to kite back. Nisqy down to 200 HP. Damage still pouring through. Huhi going to be taken low. Hauntzer goes for the kill, but he won't quite be able to find it. Nisqy barely going to be kept alive. Gets away into the river now, as the Golden Guardians find a kill onto Vulcan, but lose Huhi in the process. It is a 1-for-1. I cannot believe that Nisqy stayed alive throughout that encounter. Cloud9 still having equal numbers, will not retreat from this river here just yet. They know that they can only give away 2 more Drakes. They want to stop Golden Guardians stacking further towards that soul. Cloud9 have started up the Drake. They have their jungler nearby. Blaber is ready to go.
Big bubble.
Closer is also here. Hauntzer down to about 15% HP. Is not in any condition to fight this one. Drake secured by Blaber and the side of Cloud9. FBI trying to deal with Nisqy over the wall. Damonte nearly killed off, having to get away. FBI, oh, he just gets a big old chomp taken out of the backside of him. Golden Guardians in full retreat now. They stuck around too long. They weren't able to contest the Drake, and Cloud9 comes out on top.
Cloud9 just bring this game back right from the brink of destruction, Flowers. That was with all of these power spikes from Golden Guardians off of their purchase after that Baron power play, thousands of gold spent here by the Golden Guardians, and yet Cloud9, they kite that fight expertly. Really good dodging right there from C9 to kite right backwards. Closer had used his smite in the fight, I believe. So I saw his smite was still on cooldown. Even if he wanted to go try and suicide to try and 50-50 that dragon to get them to third Drake, he didn't have smite. So there was no way that Golden Guardians were even going to get that in any case after the first kill had gone over to Cloud9. And now they're tied up in dragons. There's no dragon lead for Golden Guardians, and Cloud9 have completely evened it out.
And I really want to see a replay of that fight again, just for Nisqy getting away. Because Hauntzer tried to flash and get the snap Q to instantly kill him, but a perfectly timed stopwatch into flashing over the wall to keep himself alive. I still can't believe he managed to survive on that one, but doing so was critical for Cloud9 being able to maintain control as Hauntzer initiates, and the Golden Guardians are going in. Blaber barely escapes off to the side, but now he's going to be taken down, and the damage on Zven will immediately follow that up. Vulcan tries to get away, but the spears are flying. The Rend will not be able to secure any kind of a kill, but Golden Guardians will decide to go in. They will pull that trigger, and they will make it so Blaber and Zven are both out of the picture just in time for another Baron here. Golden Guardians finding wins when wins matter most.
Flowers, you've been talking up this pillar from Blaber the whole time. He just ran his head into Sion there to try and take.
That's not the pillar. Why hit your head on something when you can use the pillar instead? Not the best choice. But Cloud9 will now try to stop this Baron here, see if maybe they can keep it off of Golden Guardians for the second time, but they will not. The Golden Guardians just love wearing purple today, Kobe.
Choo-choo! The train finds another one. Hauntzer went straight down mid lane. Blaber tried to throw himself in front of the train, but you can't stop the train with that. And
No!
they still got ran over. Zven, no flash on the Aphelios. That's the big thing they were able to take advantage of. Aphelios is probably the big thing they're worried about. That's why Cloud9 were able to win the last fight around the Dragon. But now with Baron number 2, Golden Guardians are right back to business as usual. And this time, it's got to be an inhibitor turret for themselves.
I always like to bring up, it's not just getting a kill in League of Legends, it's what does the kill mean? And Golden Guardians finding Barons off the back of these kills that they're getting, making sure that their fights matter the most, is really, really nice for a squad sitting in the middle of the pack. It's very promising for this team as we're in the final stretch of the regular season with only 2 weeks of games left to play here, including this week. Every game, every win counts, and Golden Guardians are looking to take that win here against Cloud9. 5,500 gold lead, Baron buff ready to go, but now they have hit that point to become problematic for so many teams, Kobe. They have to make sure they can break the enemy base without inting, which is very difficult against a team like Cloud9 for a lot of these squads. We'll see if Golden Guardians can make it happen, but Cloud9 know how to play these situations.
All right, and I just want to add in there, Damonte did finally upgrade to the mid-jais, 14 stacks. Oh,
all right, we
kill.
got the 14 stacks coming out, but the Golden Guardians going in. The turret going to be disabled. Closer walking himself away. The Moonlight Vigil seals his fate, and Cloud9 will successfully mount their defense. Nobody's dead, but health bars are low on both Vulcan and Nisqy and Licorice, so they have to retreat a little bit further here. Hauntzer providing the extra range to the cannon minions in the bottom lane, but Zven shows up. Infernum is a very useful tool for clearing out even Baron enchanted minions. Blaber dodging away from some CC here in the mid lane, but Damonte is able to find some nice follow-up. Sleepy Trouble Bubble down onto the Morgana, who had already used the Black Shield. However, FBI is right there ready to go, gives him the cheeky Rammus. And Huhi is saved. Damonte barely getting away there from more follow-up coming out from C9. Golden Guardians now continue their retreat, and now Cloud9 have Golden Guardians on the back foot as the Ocean Drake is about to spawn. Hauntzer is still here on the flank, right below the rest of the fight. That Paddle Star looked like a cannon minion auto attack. It hurt half of Hauntzer's shield. It doesn't do anything, and the man is all armor too. That is how strong this Sion is at this point in the game, and Zoe is just not finding the damage she would like to find. Closers on the Drake. Golden Guardians have lost the last 2 Drakes in a row. They got the first 2, lost 3, lost 4, trying to get this next one here to get a little bit of their mojo back. Nisqy over the wall finds some nice bursts, but it's red team, your Golden Guardians squad, who finally get themselves that 3rd Drake and bring themselves a soul point.
Yeah, with Rend and Smite available on Golden Guardians, it is Damonte who's able to get the last hit. Zoe tried to pop in there, and Nisqy
oh boy, here comes a choo-choo train. Oh, okay, he's going to stop a little bit shy of the station. He ran out of gas a little bit, but that's all right. They're still going to take down that bottom lane inhibitor turret and crack open the base of Cloud9. FBI's on the front line, but again, a well-timed Black Shield from Huhi. Always paying attention, always ready to drop that immunity on his AD carry and keep him safe and protected.
Speaking of AD carries, keep your eyes on Zven. Flash and Cleanse available for Cloud9. As we've seen, the fights go back and forth for them. He's got to be the one to get the big AoE once again. He's got Infernum. Oh, he just used the last bullet of it. Now over to Crescendum instead for the close range.
4.5 items on Zven as well. 75 total crit chance. Also has the last Whisper for some armor penetration against the powerful front line of Closer and Hauntzer. Zven is that late-game insurance policy. You talked in draft as soon as you saw the Aphelios versus Kalista matchup about how Kalista is going to take over early. It's about playing around the Drakes early on. We saw Golden Guardians do that, but now we're 33 minutes into the game. Now we're getting into Aphelios territory. Will we see all 200 years, or will the Golden Guardians lead be sufficient to close this game out? Sleepy Trouble Bubble will not find anybody. Some Aphelios damage again, just not potent enough onto Hauntzer. That shield absorbs the entirety of it, and he walks away.
Now, it's interesting because Cloud9 for sure want to fight front to back. They've got the late game Aphelios. They want to go keeping Zven in as safe a position as possible, slowly move forward, just hitting the targets in front of you. He has his last Whisper already, and you mentioned, with the extra crit multipliers, this is going to be the way that C9 want to run the fight. So Golden Guardians are stuck with a kind of a difficult situation because unless Damonte threads the needle and gets a very long-range stun through the Cloud9 front line and hits Zven in the back, it's actually kind of hard for them to blow those summoner spells because the Golden Guardians' dive isn't super damage heavy. It's very tank heavy with full tank Volibear and Sion, who has a hard time getting past anybody or anything that stands in front of them to block the way. So Golden Guardians have to get more creative with some of the vision control and control over the map that they have. Since they've got the soul point coming up here, you just lay down your control wards leading up through this and try and find a way to upset the Cloud9 battle line so that they can't protect Zven. They can't fight the front to back. The whole time, though, you got to be dodging Zoe bubbles as Nisqy's just going to spam.
All right, here we go. Damonte having to flash away, and now the fight's going to be breaking out full on. Blaber trying to get himself out. He will not be taken out, but he ulti from Damonte. Licorice into the back line, trying to disrupt this one as FBI is finding a lot of damage down onto Vulcan, able to grab that first kill. Licorice still going to be kept alive for now as Nisqy goes for the damage onto FBI, but the spears are flying, and Licorice is dying. It's Zven finding some auto attacks onto Huhi. Cloud9 still looking to make more damage happen with their carries here. Zven could be in some danger. Closer's looking to take him down, and they will find him critically. It's FBI taking down the Cloud9 marksman. Hauntzer continues to push, continues the chase, continues the battle, and continues to live. Blaber won't find the damage onto him, and a huge victory in this team fight for the Golden Guardians. Blaber uses the blast cone to get over the wall, but that does not matter, Kobe. The death timers are long enough on Cloud9, and Golden Guardians is marching for the win. Closer will not let Blaber get home. Blaber's just saying, get the hell out of here, leave me alone. But the bear don't care. Vulcan's trying to make the one-man defense, trying to go after Damonte. Instead, he's just going to eat all the damage coming out from the Syndra. 7 seconds left before Zven is alive, and the Golden Guardians will upset Cloud9. They will put the last little bit of damage into the Nexus, and they will take that win.
Golden Guardians will bring it home. Another loss delivered to Cloud9. My goodness.
So well done by this Golden Guardians team, man.
Really well weighed out plan with them. I really like how they executed on the bottom side. Damonte playing the Syndra out of his mind as well. Just, hats off to Golden Guardians.
They played the bottom lane exactly how you predicted. Listening to the big brain, Kobe, yeah, they didn't buy the BM book for a while, but considering they still got the win, it all worked out at the end of the day. Damonte coming in off the back of that Drake fight to kill the enemy carries and get them that first Baron. Man, Golden Guardians have got to be feeling good about taking down Cloud9 here. On the other side of our break, we'll hear from Damonte and the variety.